Hey everybody, happy hump day. It's Wednesday, middle of the week, which makes it a perfect time to be talking about recovery and preventative maintenance. It's springtime in Minnesota, 70-some degrees, summer's just around the corner, so many of us are starting to run again. Unfortunately, for a lot of us, that means shin splints. So today's topic is going to be on preventing shin splints. First of all, let's talk about what shin splints are. Shin splints is quite simply pain around our shin or our tibia. This pain is caused by swelling or inflammation, and that swelling or inflammation is caused by muscle tears. So next, we need to understand what's causing these muscle tears. Quite simply, two things are causing the muscle tears. One is poor running mechanics. Two are tight muscles. So poor running mechanics, that would mean, do you heel strike when you run? When you're running, is your heel the first thing to touch the ground? If so, we need to fix that. That's for a whole nother video series. We're not going to go over that today because it involves a lot. But what we are going to go over is number two, tight muscles. Our muscles need to do three things. They need to be able to contract, relax, and slide over each other. If they're not able to do that, we're going to end up getting muscle tears, and then we're going to get shin splints. So for today's video, I'm going to show you some quick and easy drills to prevent our body from getting shin splints. Before we get into the drills, I need you to warm up. You always need to warm up before ever performing any kind of stretches or deep tissue work or even working out in general. I always like to start with a low impact or no impact for about 2 minutes. For me, that usually consists of rowing. If you do not have a rower, burpees are always fun for 2 minutes. And then after that, I like to do 3 sets of 10 of something that kind of ties into running. I like to do a set of 10 of air squats because that involves my whole lower extremities. And then after that, do some calf raises. That'll warm up my calves and prepare for that dorsal flexion. And then after that, I like to do about a set of 20 double unders or 50 single unders if you can't do double unders yet. And that's also going to help us with our dorsal flexion. Once you warm up, then continue on to the rest of the video, and we will talk about some deep tissue massage work and then some quick stretches. So the first deep tissue massage work we're going to do involves using a lacrosse ball and the bottom of our foot. What we're going to do is put the lacrosse ball on the ground. We'll take our foot, start at the ball of our foot on the inside, press down nice and hard, and then peel to the outside. Move down about ½ an inch, peel to the outside. This is called a plantar massage. And we're going to do this all the way to our heel. Go nice and slow with this. Spend at least 2 minutes on each foot before moving on. The second deep tissue massage drill we're going to do involves using either a lacrosse ball, a light foam roller, maybe something with a little more density, or maybe something with a little bit of tread in there to really get in deep. And what we're going to do is use one of these 4 things on our calf. So we'll put the ball, start at our heel cord, and from here, apply pressure, the weight of your leg, and just roll that ball all the way up and down your calf, moving side to side, peeling over, looking for knots. When you find those knots, you're going to want to stay on it. Stay on that knot, move up and down, move your foot back and forth, flex the foot. You can peel over that knot, and our goal is to get those knots to go away. Lacrosse ball might be a little intense for some of us. If you have really tight calves, use something soft like a foam roller. If you don't have rollers, everybody's got barbells or has access to barbells. Just use a barbell at your local gym or inside our gym when you come in. And it's the same thing. You're just going to go back and forth on either the foam roller or the barbell, and when you find those tight spots, go side to side, or flex that foot up and down. You can keep in a flexed position, and then roll to the sides. The calf is a really big part, and we're going to find a lot of knots in here, so feel free to spend longer than 2 minutes on each leg. I like to do about 4 minutes per leg. After that, move on to the next movement. All right, so our third and final deep tissue massage drill we're going to do for shin splints is going to be quite a money maker. Those of you who have shin splints, this one may hurt a little bit, the goal isn't to make it hurt, the goal is to alleviate pain. So although it should be uncomfortable, it should not hurt too bad. What you're gonna wanna use for this is, again, a lacrosse ball. Depending on how much pain you have in the area. If you do have some pain, you might want to move on to something softer like a t-ball or a practice t-ball or even a tennis ball or something just very soft and squishy depending on how much pain you have in the area. So those shin splints are going to be found on either the anterior tibialis, which is on the inside of our shin, or the posterior tibialis, which is on the outside of our shin. What we're going to do is we're going to follow that shin bone. As you can see, you can make a crease right along that shin bone, and we're going to search for pockets of tightness and pockets for pain in there, and we're going to try to ungunk any kind of knots that are in there, or if it's just swelling, we're going to try to push some of that fluid out. So we'll take our ball and we can put our leg on the ground like this and just find that crease and move it down and all the way up. For some of us, this is going to hurt quite a bit, so you can just apply light pressure. For those of us who do not yet have shin splints or don't typically suffer from shin splints, feel free to go a little bit harder on this, because the more we massage this out and the more supple we make this area, the more we are going to be able to resist having shin splints in the future. So again, we're going to do it on the front, go for about 2 minutes, and then we're going to go on the back side for about 2 minutes as well. All right. If this is not really doing the trick for you because you're not really feeling anything, another thing we can do is put the ball on the ground, and from there, we can sit on it and put our weight on that ball and roll it up and down, and I guarantee with a lacrosse ball, no matter who you are, you will feel this. So 2 minutes each side, each leg, go. So now that our deep tissue massage work is done, we're going to work on stretches. We're going to go over stretches for both plantar flexion and dorsiflexion. So plantar flexion is our foot's ability to bend this way, whereas dorsiflexion is our foot's ability to bend this way. If we're missing either of those, we're going to cause muscle tears in our shin area, or at least cause knots in our calf, which is then going to lead to tears around our tibialis and then into shin splints. So if you're wondering if you have adequate ankle flexibility or dorsiflexion, an easy test that I take all of our members through is put your feet together. From here, try to squat all the way down, touching your butt to your hips. You can even keep your knees forward. Actually, it's best if you keep your knees forward. Side view, keeping our heels on the ground. Squat our butt to our heels, and we should be able to stay on the ground like this. If not, you need some work. So the first stretch we're going to do is plantar dorsiflexion. So we are going to put the tops of our feet on the ground like so, and then we're just going to sit back and go as far back as you can. If you have a lot of flexibility like I do, and you're able to keep those your feet on the ground, tops of the feet on the ground like this without experiencing pain, and you need a little more stretch, what you can do is lie back and take those knees up off the ground, and now I'm really starting to feel it in here. Okay, so go ahead and do that, going back and forth, up and down for 2 minutes. All right, so our second and third stretches are going to involve improving dorsiflexion. Again, that's having our foot be able to do this, come up all the way. We're going to use a wall. These are called wall stretches. One involves a locked out knee, and the other one is an unlocked out knee. We're going to do each one, each side, for 2 minutes apiece. All right, so first we'll start with the locked out knee. What we're going to do is kick the wall, getting your heel as close to the wall as you can. This is a little exaggerated, but if you can do this, get low. From here, keep your hips locked, or keep your knee locked out, and just raise your hips. And you'll feel that immensely in your calf. You can hold it for 2 minutes, come down, come back up within those 2 minutes, and just gradually try to get higher and higher. After that, we'll move into the stretch, or the wall stretch, where we use our knee bent. So the object now is to, again, get our heel as close to the wall as possible, and instead of keeping our knee locked out, we're going to shoot it forward, like this. So now, I'm feeling a little bit more, not in the calf, but down here on the heel cord, okay? I also feel it on the inside of my plantar. And contract and relax. 2 minutes, each side, go. All right guys, thanks for watching. I hope that video helped. It's a beautiful day outside. Do some preventative maintenance, avoid shin splints, take 15 minutes out of your day, and it'll save you pain throughout the rest of the week. Go outside and have fun.